we knew when we got to the singing part that we had a nice cushion of people behind us. Like big heavy hitters like the Afghanimals and the Riley sisters were behind us.
And we were in a comfortable position. I didn't even start to panic. They all showed up at the roadblock. I was still doing it. I wasn't panicked. I knew that I had learned the whole song. I was going to be out of there very shortly, and we would be in a good position to finish solidly, well within the parameters of what we were hoping for.
I had the audacity to cheer for other people because I was so confident that it was going to make no difference. To be clear, I will never not panic in a cab. I cannot stand the cab situation, and it just never gets better, and I don't know how to calm down, and I don't know how to fix it. I mean, we spent the time to Google and define a series of terms to say to the guy. We translated it, like transliterated it. Is that how you would say it? Like you would the Torah?
Exactly.
And we knew how to, and
we listened to it on Google Translate. We hit the button, we listened to it, I repeated it, and it made no difference.
Like we looked up faster, we're in a race, how much time, are you sure you know this?
Do you understand?
It was like he was wearing hearing aids. I mean, nothing. And then at one point I just thought, because I've seen Rachel do this, where you're in the cab and then you're like, woo! And even if they don't speak any English, they get excited. So I'm just so phony with it. I'm like, woo! And I look in the rearview and he goes.
When we got to the starting line and Phil asked everyone, oh, is there anyone who you were having kind of like a fan moment with that you were excited to see here? And legitimately, we were both really excited to see the Afghanimals. Like, we enjoyed watching their seasons. You know, we found them funny and charming and witty, I guess. And so we were like, oh my gosh, yeah, we were fangirling over the Afghanimals. And then for them to just be such to us after that was just kind of like, really surprising. Like, don't they, you know, you tell someone you're a fan of theirs, like, doesn't that automatically endear you to them? But it didn't with them. They ignored us on the first flight. We sat one row away from Jamal. He didn't turn around once to even say one word to us during an 11-hour flight. And it was on from there. It was just
If I
on.
may.
You think it's a different story?
We only trust the attractive. So.
She doesn't speak for me. Don't put a we in there. She doesn't speak for me.
Leo and Jamal would not fall into that category. I really just feel like if you have that big of an ego and you don't have anything to back it up, like personality-wise, I have just no use for you. And so I pretty much wrote them off, and I was like, that's the end of that. And then they actively do things like they did today, and you're like, okay, now I don't like you.
Actively dislike
You've earned it now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm sure they don't like us. That's pretty obvious. So, cool. I mean, I was hated by most of America on my first season of Survivor, so pretty used to this. I mean, there's people that you root for even when they're your competitors, like Team Fun, even though they're our competitors. Like, I was so happy to hear that they won first place today.
They earned it. They're awesome. We love them. They're like really sweet, genuine, having a good time on this race. But it's good to know that the Afghanimals they're not infallible. They make mistakes. They struggle with detours. They choose the wrong detour. They obviously ran a really poor leg today because we beat them, and not just by a few minutes. Okay, they may be walking around like, oh, we're the best, yeah, look at us, but they're not. They're not.
To be fair, we beat 4 other teams.
We did.
Not just them.
We beat 4 teams.
I do not want to seem like this entire thing is to beat the Afghanimals, because they're pretty insignificant.
Afghanimals, we beat the Afghanimals, the Rileys, Janelle and Brittany.
And unfortunately, Chris and Brett.
Brett and Chris.
No, I thought that shrimp thing was going to be terrible. And then we caught a bunch, we got it going, and like, it wasn't so bad. These shrimp were angry.
Oh, they were super angry. We jokingly said we thought we did well at the detour because the shrimp were a lot like us, like, like really angry.
I didn't have to channel like calm energy like I did on the elephant. Like, I could be as frenzied as I wanted.